And Barak Yahweh Barakatha, Yahweh Barak Yahweh Barakatha, Yahweh Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and sincerity. Lesson will be entitled, Jacob's Trouble only mean trouble for Jake. Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Verse 8. For it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off your neck, and will burst your bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. In order for verse 8 to transpire, verse 7 has to happen. So by default, we are yet this day within our captivity. This is how you know that Jacob's trouble, this magnificent prophecy, has not occurred yet. Okay? Again, Baruch 3:8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, slavery, scattered throughout the four corners of the world, where you have scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. Again, the prophecy of verse 8 cannot happen until Jacob's trouble transpire. Verse 9. But they shall serve the Lord Yahweh their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. King David is in the spiritual realm. And furthermore, we are not yet in our homeland. In order for verse 9 to occur, the magnificent event of Jacob's trouble has to happen. Point blank, period. So by verse 8 and verse 9 solidify that Jacob's trouble remain a future prophecy. According to the Hebrew for Jacob, 3290, pronounced as Yah-Ikwab, which means heel holder or supplanter. Definition A, son of Isaac, grandson of Abraham, and father of the 12 patriarchs of the tribes of Israel. And according to Genesis, the 49th chapter, verse 1, and Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. And the scripture proves what? That Jacob was a prophet. How do we know? He was able to prophesy the end times. Okay. According to verse 3, Reuben is a son of Jacob. According to verse 5, Simeon and Levi are sons of Jacob. According to verse 8, Judah is a son of Jacob. According to verse 13, Zebulun is a son of Jacob. According to verse 14, Issachar is a son of Jacob. According to verse 16, now Dan at this time frame is intermingled within the 12 tribes of Israel. According to verse 19, Gad is a son of Jacob. According to verse 20, Asher is a son of Jacob. According to 21, Naphtali is a son of Jacob. According to verse 22, Joseph, which is interchangeable with Ephraim, is a son of Jacob. Okay? In a nutshell, the Israelites in modern terms are so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans based on the lineage of our fathers. So when we revert back to Jacob 30:7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. And even in the NLT, in all history, there has never been such a time of terror. And this is literal. It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel, yet in the end, they, referring to the elect of Israel, will be saved. Okay, now let's go back to the KJV. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Okay? He referring to the elect of Israel. Now, trouble. When we investigate this term trouble, Strong's H 6869 pronounced as Tazarah, which means a strait, distress, or trouble. Now, if we keyed in on strait, it means a position of difficulty. This means every Israelite will have a spiritual straitjacket on. And the only individual can take it off is Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. Why? Because he's the only individual that put it on. All right. So the Most High has customized this trouble. Okay. And according to history, there has never been such a time of terror ever before for our nation. He is putting us in this situation, and he will take us out of this situation. Okay, point blank, period. Jacob's trouble means trouble for Jake, you so-called Negroes, you so-called Hispanics, and you so-called Native Americans. And this is why Isaiah 30:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability. And when you investigate stability in the Hebrew, it means fidelity, going into faith of our times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure. So although the Most High has customized an individual straitjacket for every Israelite on the world, we will still be able to maneuver within that straitjacket because of the scriptures. Lord will, if Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua is dealing with us. And if you've seen the mechanism such as a straitjacket. Once a person has put another individual in that straitjacket, that individual that is within that straitjacket, he cannot take it off unless that person comes back and unloosen that straitjacket from the back. It is literally a position of difficulty. And if the Spirit is working with you, you understand that Jacob's trouble has not occurred. And verse 8 and verse 9 indicates that it remains a near future prophecy. Lord, will you edify? Shalom.